for Christmas is...
It's not to get copyrighted. Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hello.
I'm not going to sing. Thanks, Kendra. Now that's all I'm going to want to do.
That's all I've been doing these days is getting songs in people's heads.
How dare
I'm trying to get some sort of Christmas joy going around. We all need it. It's either that or just, everybody just gets annoyed by me. And that's fine, too.
Sometimes you're the villain. Sometimes you're the hero.
Anyways, happy Tuesday, Cinema Peeps.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. Cookies so good.
Yes, Caleigh and I have been enjoying some cookies, some Christmas cookies.
I watched Never Kiss the Man in the Christmas Sweater.
Did you? Oh, and what did you think?
Wait, have you watched it, or is this one of those things where you're like, I watched it, haha, just kidding, I saw it?
I have it recorded. I have not watched it yet.
See?
Actually, it's partly a lie. I saw the beginning of it, but I had to do dishes, and it was on while I was doing dishes, so I wasn't really paying attention, but I was kind of listening to the story, and then I had to shut it off, so I will be watching it this week.
All right, well, you didn't miss much. It was all right. I think the booze assisted in making it maybe a little bit better. But damn, that girl they have in the lead, I don't know what her name is, but...
She's like one of the Christmas queens, isn't she?
I don't know. I thought I would know.
I've seen her in a few of the Christmas movies.
It's very possible. But holy gosh, does she have an expressive face.
Right.
I was making fun of her, but then I realized, I have a pretty expressive face, so that's kind of mean. But then I was like, don't care.
She's just, trying to make it extra spiritful. Spiritful?
Yeah, too
joyful?
much.
Cheerful? Magical? I don't know.
Right. So yeah, as I was watching these movies, there's Hallmark drinking games you can play.
Is this something you guys made up, or you actually found this is a legit thing?
No, there's somebody made it.
Really?
We added our own house rules, but yeah. I can't remember. I think there's also, you can easily find this online, but I know that there's varieties of different lists, but the one that we followed from last year was you had to take a shot if there was a certain actress or somebody in it.
Oh.
One of the Christmas, as you said, Christmas queens.
Yeah.
Then you had to take a drink whenever characters were making a snowman, when a character disses a fake tree, if any of their names were Christmas-themed names.
Oh, God.
The list goes on, yeah. And then we added a couple house rules. If there was a horse, we would take a drink. And then you have to finish your drink if the characters fall in love at the end.
Oh, God.
So as you can imagine, woo! You can get pretty toasty pretty quickly. I think, though, my favorite part from Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater. Oh, yeah, there's also a drink for ugly Christmas sweaters you have to drink for. And they went to an ugly Christmas sweater party.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a lot of drinks there. Literally, the best part was the beginning where she whacks him with a tree. Best moment ever.
Oh, my God.
And then it falls into the trope at the end where... He's like, I don't know if I'm going to stay in my big city for... Actually, Kate, I was just editing the other podcast and talking about how the only job people seem to have are, advertising exec jobs.
Yeah.
All the ones that I was watching, all were architect. Every single one of them are fucking architects. I was what the shit? Men? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because that's what he does, but he's leaving his big firm to come back to do small houses like he always wanted.
Oh, God.
But then she overhears him, and he's like, yeah, I'm flying out tomorrow. And she's like, oh, they're all the same men. Meh. But then he's talking this to his friend, who was a Christian Bale / Jake Gyllenhaal look-alike. Oh. And... he's like, oh, you're going back to New York? And he's like, yeah, just to pick up my stuff because I'm going to be coming back here. But she missed that part. She missed it.
Oh, no.
And then they have this weird fight for 10 seconds. And he drives away, then comes back.
Conflict that exists in any of those movies.
Well, okay. They came back. Kissy. And it's all good. Literally the last, 5 minutes of that film, hilarious. But yeah, It wasn't awful. But again, maybe booze was a big attribute to that.
Well, I'll definitely be watching that this week. I'm going to start watching more Christmas films this week.
Watch any?
Well, like, here and there I have, but I didn't want to, like, start, I mean, it's already December, but, like, I didn't want to start too early and then get, like, sick of Christmas movies right away.
Kendra.
So I've been watching, like, the odd one here and there, but like I said, Mr. Bean I've got to look forward to this week. I'll watch that one. I'll probably watch The Grinch. Actually, this weekend I was watching there's a new series on Amazon Prime called The Pack, and it's basically Amazing Race, but these people are competing with their dogs.
Huh?
Yeah.
They're not gonna win. Unless it's like human tasks like make the best crepe. Or who knows? Maybe the dogs will surprise me. Who knows?
Well, more of the challenges are like they've kind of customized it so that it's like something that the dog and the owner can do together. But it's like kind of similar to The Amazing Race, where they get to travel all around the world with their dogs, and then there's enough people where they can divide it into like 2 groups, and those are their packs. So they've got like I think like 6 people on one team and 6 on the other with all their dogs and stuff like that. And yeah, they just race around the world and then compete in different competitions, and it's cute. It's funny seeing some of the dogs because it's like different kinds of dogs.
I just imagine just like when they have to do like you've been eliminated, you know, and they have to be like, well, can we just keep the dog? The human was awful, but can we keep the dog? They worked harder than their own human.
Right?
What a bizarre. They don't make anything into a show these days. The Pack! Wednesdays on CBC Fox.
On Amazon Prime.
On Amazon Prime.
And actually, speaking of them running out of ideas, I also watched the Ryan Reynolds Netflix original called Six Underground. It's like an action movie that he starred in.
Brian. Oh my god. I was like, Ryan Seacrest? What is he even doing? That makes so much more sense. Okay.
Ryan Reynolds?
That's the Michael Bay thing, right?
Yeah, the Michael Bay one.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, not to get off topic.
Mm-hmm.
But have you seen the trailer for Michael Bay's new film that's coming out, I think, this week?
No.
Okay, like, I don't mean to be rude, but it's just so funny.
Yeah.
So it's this, obviously, Michael Bay hardcore action film.
Yeah.
It's called Songbird, I believe. And it literally is like COVID-19. Like, it's this whole thing where it's like, but it's like the government's taken over and everyone can't leave their homes. It's just so, I don't know why it's so funny. It's just like if someone like told Michael Bay, like, hey, this is what's happening. And he's like, I'm going to make a movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like, yeah, if you had to ask someone, be like, hey, what was this time in history like? Like, this is literally like Michael Bay's answer to this.
Oh my God.
It's so, like, again, I know, dealing with, like, I don't know, you know, strong subject matter, but at the same time, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's like the military's there, there's signs everywhere, they're like, yeah, stay in. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I almost thought it was like a promo for, like, you know, anti-maskers or like some sort of where they're like, see, this is what's gonna happen, the government's gonna take over, communism.
Oh my God.
You know, like, that's the vibe. And then I realized it was a movie, but it's also a love story, and it's so funny.
Oh my God.
I think it stars Lily Collins and Archie from Riverdale.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
great.
He's trying real hard to diversify. Good for him, but
That should be interesting.
But yeah, if you have time, you should watch the trailer, and then you'll see what I mean. And
Okay, I'll check it out.
But yeah, what was it? Underground 6.
6 Underground.
With
Close
Ryan
enough.
Seacrest, right? Yeah.
Yeah, with Brian Seacrest. No, I know the only movie that I can recall of Michael Bay's that I actually thoroughly enjoyed was the first Transformers film.
Yes, very good.
I can't say there's many Michael Bay films other than that I've really actually enjoyed thoroughly. And this one, the 6 Underground, was definitely not one of them. You know, and it's like, you know, you think, oh, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, this should be good, right? Mm-hmm. And like his humor, because he uses his you know, Ryan Reynolds humor throughout the whole thing, but it's just so random in it that it's like, should I be laughing now? Or like it's just, yeah, it just comes at really weird times, and the whole beginning sequence, first of all, was way too long. It did not need to be that long. And secondly, it was just like I wasn't sure if I should be laughing at it and if it was a comedy, because there was like all these bits. Like there was this part where they're racing this car around Italy, and yeah, there's 4 of them in there. The girl in the back got shot, and the other girl, she's called the doctor, and she's like operating, trying to get the bullet out of this other girl, and they're just like racing around Italy, making it seem like this huge intense chase, and all of a sudden, they like go skidding around the corner, and it's like there's this woman and her baby there. And they're like, no, baby, in like slow motion. And then all of a sudden the girl like in the back turns and looks, and there's like a dog on the street that they're about to hit. And she's like, puppy. And I'm like, what is going on in this movie? Like, and it was just a clusterfuck of what? What's happening?
That's so funny. I think I'm going to pull a you. I've seen it on Netflix, but I have not watched it. And it was like, I don't know. Like, I kind of got the vibe that it could be just like a trashy action film. You know, basically. That maybe if I was in the mood, you know, for some pow pow, ching ching, vroom vroom, you know, that maybe would somewhat satisfy my appetite for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But good to know. Just avoid it like the plague.
Yeah. There's just no real point to the story. It's very choppy. You can't really make sense of much of what's going on. But yeah, looks great. Action's cool. Ryan Reynolds is in it.
You know, you're really, I don't know. You know when you're really stretching, when you're like, well, it looked good.
Right?
And you're like,
But honestly, like, I hate to be that guy, but like, I feel like that's a lot of movies nowadays. It's like, it looks great, but what happened to the story? Like,
yeah.
We're lacking in the story, my friends. Like, there's yet to be an action film other than, like, you know, the typical superhero ones. There's yet to be an action film of today that I've seen where it's good, like story and everything. Like there was that Liam Hemsworth one that was not so great either. Like they're all just, it's like they focus so much on let's make this an epic action scene, but that's it.
How dare you? National Treasure is the perfect mix of action, story, and humor. How dare you?
I totally agree. I'm just saying nothing nowadays. Nothing like in this, the last 2 years, I have not seen a good action film that's got like all of that.
Guardians.
That's what I mean. Superhero movies excluded. Like the Mummy, the Mummy with Tom Cruise, awful. Like, you know, like there was all these other movies, all these action movies which they just like hit the fan.
Was my thought. Well, what is happening in the new year? Oh yeah, or at least Warner Brothers. No, I don't know about everybody else yet, but Warner Brothers said that all of their new releases for next year, that they would be available on HBO Max the same day that it'd be released in theaters, or within like a month or something.
Interesting.
Just in case people don't feel safe enough going to the movies, and of course everyone's worried. Oh no, it's going to collapse the movie industry. I just think at this point maybe they're just trying to recover losses.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't push this forever. Like, I don't know. I don't think it will kill. And even, like, themselves, they said they don't think it will kill the movie industry. But I think it's one of those things where they're just like, we need to adapt. We need to figure something out. The only thing that annoys me is trying to do research, and I don't think there's anything. We don't have HBO Max here in Canada. They said, like, HBO is part of Crave, but HBO Max is a different beast altogether.
Yeah, I believe so.
So we might get some on Crave, but again, it's signing up for another service that I don't know if I want to pay for. But we shall see, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, I think really the big question will be if everybody else follows suit.
Yeah.
And I think especially Disney, so far, that seems to be what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because their animated film, Pixar film Soul, was supposed to come out last month, but now it's coming out Christmas Day on Disney Plus. So I'm still excited to get to see it.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if anybody doesn't know already, Mulan is now free to watch on Disney Plus.
I was wondering about that, because me and my parents are going to maybe watch it.
Yeah, I need to check it out, too. And there was this new one I saw, I don't know if it's a series or a new movie that they've released on Disney Plus called Godmother.
Oh, yes, it's a movie, and I'm actually kind of excited.
Yeah, I have it on my watch list. I want to check it out.
It's literally like Enchanted 2, and then maybe
Nice.
that's be the closest thing I'll ever get to Enchanted 2, so I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. And it even has knockoff Amy Adams, Aja Fisher.
Isla Fisher, yeah.
So really, he's perfect.
Yeah.
It looks like it. I don't know. I hope it's funny. That's the bottom line. I feel like, again, it's one of those films you watch and you're like, is all the humor just in the trailers?
Yeah.
You know, but I'll give it
Gotta
hope.
have hope. Out of all the Hallmark holiday films that you watched over the weekend, was there any good ones or any like really bad ones or any
Cranberry
really bad
Lane.
it's good?
No, Cranberry Lane is awful. Do not watch it.
Okay.
Do not watch it. My mom's friend said she turned it off after 10 minutes.
Really?
And we watched the entire movie, which was a colossal mistake.
Oh, God.
That movie is boring as balls, with two of the most sexless leads I've ever seen in my life. And I know that's a weird comment to make, but the premise of the film is that they are a husband and wife duo that are like, they don't really explain it. They're not really separated or divorced, but they've been taking some time apart, so they're trying to rediscover their love. But you could have fucking fooled me. They could have been a brother and sister duo for all I knew. Oh, it was painful. It was long. The acting was bad. It was just bad. What's the other ones we watched? Sense, Sensibility, and Snowmen, which I guess is a play on Sense and Sensibility by, what's her nuts? Jane. What the fuck's her name? Not Jane Foster. Jane Austen. Thank you. I've never obviously read or seen of what they're trying to parody. Mm-hmm. And again, maybe it was the booze, but I actually enjoyed that one. You know, it was definitely had its mochis moments, a lot of it, but it was enough that it made me fucking laugh the entire time.
Nice.
It's cheesy as fuck. I'd recommend that one. What was the other one that was really bad? Oh, I don't think I could. What's the title of it? I think it's called Christmas Cheer.
Okay.
Stop me if you heard this before. There's these two girls who they're Christmas help. They start a business and they're Christmas helpers.
Okay.
So their goal is, I guess, you call them up and they help you. Just the way they put it was so bizarre. Like, they take your traditions but vavoom it up, I guess. Okay. Or help you rediscover old traditions. Like I said, it wasn't very clear, and I don't know how this business model really works. But basically, they're hired by this rich family, and there's a prince or a duke or whatever title he wants to give himself. Mm-hmm. And basically, this one girl, because there's supposed to be two friends, but then she bails because there's more work that needs to be done. So the one girl's like, I'll just take the job. And yeah, then her and the prince fall in love and live happily ever after. That movie was also holy balls boring. The lead was also just too much for me. And again, maybe it was the booze, and maybe it was just getting to the end of the night, but that one, she was they were both painful. It was, it also just every time, it was one of those movies where it's like, okay, commercial breaks here, and then you skip, and then you're skipping through the commercials, and you can see how much time is left, and you're like, only 8 minutes has passed? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Every single time. I was like, this is the slowest fucking movie ever. It was boring. And like I said, the lead was just really annoying. And there was just so much uncomfortable awkwardness. Mm-hmm. And so then I kind of made up my own rule called I just drink when there's awkwardness. So you know how well that went. But yeah, that was, it was painful. It was unfunny. Honestly, the best character was the housemaid. She was the best. The movie should have revolved around her. Just don't. I think it was called Christmas Cheer. I can't remember.
I feel like you would be the most entertaining part of all of that, just watching you drink and watching those movies. Just to see your live reaction to all of it.
Fuck yeah. And what was the last one? What the fuck was it called? It was the play on 12 Days of Christmas. It was 12 Scavenger. I don't fucking remember. Okay. But it's about I was really excited. The description was video game company has to make a game. but they're fucking liars. They're like a mobile game app. And, yeah, they get hired by a hotel to make, like, this little game on this mobile app, like, that kind of revolves around the 12 days of Christmas. And basically the end goal is they end up at the hotel in Chicago. And then the two leads who work on the game, one's a new girl. The other guy is a cranky old guy, oldish, who is set in his ways and wants to be alone. And she just loves Christmas so much. That one, too, was boring. Again, the best was the supporting character of her roommate friend. Mm-hmm. I apologize to her. I wish I remember your name, but you were the only good part of that movie. So boring. That one, at least, like, maybe because with help of the booze and the commentary, it made it, like, slightly better. But I don't think I'd recommend that sober.
Did you get a chance to watch The Holiday yet?
No, I was gonna maybe watch it tonight, but then we were like, "Nah, we're gonna record." I was like, "All right, that seems good." I'll watch it this week, I promise. Although someone at work told me they did not like The Holiday.
It's definitely like one that you either like it or you don't, because there's a lot to dislike about it. But as a whole, too, you can kind of like I was like throughout the whole thing, I'm like, what is going on here? But then like afterwards, because I look back on it, I'm like, you know what, it did like make me laugh, even if some of like the laughing I did was at the expense of the film. It was okay. Like I was entertained. That's what matters.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully maybe this week. I know I said that on the last podcast, but maybe. I can do it. Maybe.
You can do it.
Whee!
Have you ever seen the one holiday Hallmark one that's like, I think it's called Holiday Hearts?
I don't think so.
She's like in charge of having to pick the theme for the snowball or whatever like party that they have.
And it can't be Winter Wonderland. I don't sorry, I don't know why. But in the last movies, they were all planning parties and Sense and Sensibility and Snowmen. There was the sisters were party planners, and the guy was like, "Oh, I will Winter Wonderland," and she's like, "Oh, what a boring theme." But again, that happened to I can't remember which one of the movies, but again, they were bashing with that theme, and I was like, you guys are that theme. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, it's okay. No, the Holiday Heart stars the same lady who stars in the Never Kiss a Guy in the Christmas Sweater.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so the premise is that she's a party planner, and she's planning the theme for this party that's going on, and at the same time, I don't know, I can't remember like what his job was, but this guy that she knows, he breaks his leg, and he ends up in the hospital, and he's like, oh, I need someone to look after my daughter, and so his brother is coming to town, or he lives in town or whatever. It's somehow his daughter ends up in his brother's custody for a little bit while he's like recovering in the hospital, and his brother knows the main actress in this, and those two kind of like have a thing going on throughout the whole thing. But then this little girl is like, she's like, oh, I don't have anybody for Christmas, blah blah blah, and so these two decide to like get together to help her have a good Christmas because her dad's in the hospital, and they're like, let's bring your dad some holiday cheer and this and that and the other thing, and at the same time I still need to figure out the theme for this party. I have no idea what this theme's gonna be. And so yeah, it was the best part was the fact that all the snow that was like supposed to be in this movie was CGI'd.
Yes.
Same with the snowman that they made. It was like totally CGI'd. It was great.
Mama like. Yeah. Oh, I think the ones we were mostly watching, I think if it was fake snow, it was actually like they bought, like actual fake snow.
Yeah.
But some of the scenes there wasn't a lot, but at least it wasn't a blanket. Like some other movies, or where
it's just like a carpet they roll out.
Yeah, and you're like, oh. I think it only works from afar.
Yeah.
But the second the characters step on it, The illusion is broken.
Exactly. Oh, I tried so hard to get through the princess switch. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Her accent was bugging me like crazy. I'm like, I can't. I can't.
What are you talking about? That flawless accent she has? What?
Right?
Come on, Kendra.
Ugh.
Come on. I think for me, what killed me was the fucking plug-in for their other films. I'm like, really? Do you have to do this on your own platform, Netflix? Are you really suffering this much?
Yeah. I just couldn't believe they felt the need to make another one.
I know, and I think the cousin's accent from the trailer, like, fucking hurts me. Darling! I'm like, oh.
Darling.
Oh, no. Well, thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a happy Tuesday. Watch all the content. Watch all the Christmas content. And let us know what trashy Christmas films that you like to watch or you think we should avoid like the plague. Or like a lump of coal in our stockings.
Yeah. All right, Cinema Peeps. Be kind. Stay safe. We'll see you next Tuesday. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Monkey. And slap.